Good day, everyone. We are Group 3.
I am Hani May Nantes.
I am Mika Rochelle Pabito.
I'm Cathy Marcilia.
I am Nika Situnyakaw.
In this video, we will be explaining the primary and secondary sources of data as evidence in science of historiography.
In addition, this video will present the analysis of both types of sources.
The history is also known as study of the past events, a branch of knowledge where we can learn about past happenings of people, their actions and interactions, especially in societies. Take a look at these pictures. A lot of bad and good things happens in the past, but the values and moral that we can learn will remain on our life.
Let's move on to historiography. It is not the same as history, but the historiography is a study of the past to be understood. How history was written, the real person who wrote it, and to know how it was written.
This video tutorial is about primary and secondary sources in the Philippine history. For everyone's information that there is a difference between the two sources. First, primary sources. It is the original source of material, an object or document which have the first-hand information and has been changed in any way. Some of the example including diaries, artwork, photograph, and journal.
The second one is secondary sources. It is a second-hand information that analyzed and interpreted. It is usually tells about primary sources. In this source, the original information came from primary sources that will be cited in context as evidence. Some of examples are textbooks, biography, literacy criticism, legislation. They belong to secondary sources since the creator of every example in the screen are not present in the past event.
After explaining the difference between primary and secondary sources, now let's move on how to evaluate the two types of sources. According to Garrigan 1950, as stated to one of his books titled A Guide to Historical Method, there are 6 points of inquiries to evaluate the truthfulness of a primary source. These are the date, localization, authorship, analysis, integrity, and credibility. To know this better, let's explain it by each. Number 1, the date. It is important to know when was it produced. The author of any primary sources must witness the exact event and publish it during that time. Number 2, the localization. We need to know where it originated, the geography of a particular area or place of that source. Number 3, the authorship. The authorship plays an important part in every type of source. Authors must have authority and credibility to be a reliable source. Number 4, analysis. In analysis, this is the way we can find ideas where those information came from and the history itself. Number 5, integrity. When it comes to primary sources, integrity is one of things that should be active because it is a useful process. It guarantees and securing the important details of the data to its original form or sources. And number 6, the credibility. It is the evidential value of the content. When trying to present a fact, there must be a proof that what is reported or written in the source is based on evidence. On the other hand, to evaluate the secondary sources, the most example is a book. To determine the accuracy and credibility, we should know who is the author, or did he or she are scholar in the field? Does the book are published by scholarly publisher? What are those purposes by writing this text in a book? It should have an extensive bibliography. It should know what are those primary and secondary sources referred to by the author.